Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Red Dead Online and we're doing another character guide, and today's is going to be Danny Glover's character from the film Silverado, so Mal Johnson I believe is his name in the film. And first of all, Silverado is a seriously underrated Western film. I definitely quite enjoy it. Definitely what a lot of people would consider a hidden gem, considering just a surprising amount of people have never watched it, considering the people that were actually in it and how good it is. So if you haven't seen Silverado, I definitely recommend it. But today we're going to be creating Danny Glover's character from the film. So that means we're going to do his weapons, his outfit, his facial appearance, facial hair, all that sort of stuff. Basically, by the end of this video, you should be able to have your character looking as close to Danny Glover's character from Silverado as I could possibly make it. Now, it's possible that yours might be better, but hey, this one's mine. So if at any point during this video you find yourself enjoying it, definitely click that like button, as it is really what it's there for, and it's the only way for me to know if the people watching my videos are actually enjoying them. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed and you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel now, and turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date on everything I release. But with all that in mind, let's just dive on in and start off with weapons. Alright, and so for the first weapon for Danny Glover's character, we have the Litchfield repeater. And now this is actually a fun fact here, so buckle up. So in the film, like in many Western films, especially made in the 70s and 80s, he's actually not using a Henry repeater. What they did is they took a Winchester Yellow Boy repeater that they had, because they're very common and a lot of Hollywood sets have them, and all they did was remove the forestock. So basically, you can tell that it's a Winchester because it has the side loading gate. It's a dead giveaway because the Henrys did not have those. Henrys are tube fed from the front, so you twist the front of your gun to the side and you feed the bullets into the magazine underneath. There is no side loading gate on those 1860 Henrys. So it's just a little fun fact. He is actually using a Winchester for most of the movie. So if you want to use the same gun exactly as him, it just won't look the same because you have the foregrip, then the Lancaster repeater is actually the one you want to use. But if you want to just try to get the appearance and go with what they were going for, then you use the Litchfield repeater because it is actually the 1860 Henry. So just a little fun fact there. But if you want to try imitating the look of his gun, you go with the Litchfield and you do it just like this. So you have no wrap on it, no scope on it, all of the other improvements just for performance-wise. Then you have no carvings in the stock, no engravings anywhere on the gun, and you do the metal just like this. So you're going to want to use blackened steel for the barrel, the hammer, and the lever, and then brass for the frame, the sight, and the trigger. And it'll cost you 12 gold bars to do this, but it is basically as close to the quote-unquote factory finish as you can come for the Henry 1860 rifle, and it looks exactly like his does from the movie. Oh, and the mahogany varnish for the stock. I don't think I said that. So that is his gun, the one that is supposed to be a Henry, but it's his Winchester with the forestock, with the foregrip taken off. So if you want to imitate his primary weapon, it's this one. Then for the second weapon, we have a certain point in the movie where he has both his repeater and his father's repeater. And so interestingly, even though his isn't actually a Henry, it's just a modified Winchester, his father's is actually a genuine 1860 Henry. And so basically, the only difference is that his is authentic and actually is a little bit more decorated. So it looks basically the same, but it's got a little bit darker barrel. So we're going to go with the blued steel for the barrel, the hammer, and the lever. And then for the rest of it, we're going to do gold for the frame, the sight, and the trigger. And then for the frame, we're actually going to do full like the engraving on it, and do the gold inlay on that, because his dad's gun in the movie actually has some engraving on it. If you want to roleplay as this character and you want to have both of these, what you can do is just have your Lancaster in one hand, made up like a Winchester Yellow Boy, and use that as your primary weapon, and then you have the Litchfield as your secondary weapon, you know, his father's gun. So you can actually have both of the guns and be accurate, because he is actually using a Winchester for most of the movie. But that is the primary weapons for this character. Like I said, if you want to just do the appearance, then the Litchfield is the way to go, because it looks the closest to it. So those are his primary weapons, but since we have to have a gun belt and therefore have to have a sidearm, even though he made a point to not have one in the movie, we're going to give him a sidearm. Alright, and since, like I said, he did make a point to not have any sort of a handgun. At one point, someone offers him a revolver, and he just holds up both of his repeaters, and he says, I think these will be fine, and all that. But everyone else in the movie, or at least the vast majority of the other people in the movie, are using Colt single-action army revolvers. So to imitate that, we're going to use the Cattleman revolver, and we're just going to make it look real stock. So we're going to put the ironwood grip on it with the mahogany varnish, short barrel, improved rifling, improved sights, no carvings, no engravings, and then the metal just like this. Blackened steel for the trigger, sight, hammer, and the barrel, and then blued steel for the cylinder, and brown steel for the frame. So that is his sidearm. Basically, I was just going for a stock blued steel and color case hardened look on a Colt single action army revolver. And so here we have his outfit, and I think it turned out pretty decent, looks a lot like him. And let's just go through the items that make up this outfit one at a time. So we're starting it off with the hat, and I think the best option is the Liberty hat. And now I use this dark brown variant because it's approximately the same color as his hat from the movie. There's really only one problem with this hat, and it's that the brim of it just curves up a little too much in the front. His is more flat brimmed and kind of curves around in a long swooping curve. So it looks a little bit different there, but this one is the only one that has approximately the right size and has the nice high rounded crown on top, which looks exactly like his does from the movie. So while the brim of this hat isn't perfect, the rest of it is. The color matches really well, and the shape of the crown of the hat works really well. So this is the hat that I think goes best with this outfit. Next, we're going to do neckwear, and he wears a great big red scarf in the movie, and the closest we can come to that is the red neck scarf. I think it adds a nice little detail to the outfit and looks a lot like the one he's wearing. Next, for the coat, we're going to have the duster coat, and we're going to be using the 10th variant of it, this light tannish yellow looking one. It looks almost exactly like the one he wears from the movie. His is a little bit bulkier and maybe goes just a hair lower, but other than that, this matches it very well. So that's the coat. For at least part of the movie, he does appear to be wearing a vest, and so I think the best option is the 5th variant of the double-breasted lapelled vest. I think it's approximately the same color, maybe a little bit too light, but pretty close to being the same color, and it looks to be the same-ish style. So that's the vest I go with. Actually, in all fairness, in the movie, it might actually be like a jacket or something that he's wearing under the duster. But A, we can't do that, and B, we can't tell because the duster covers his sleeves. So the vest is our best option, and like I said, I think this variant of the double-breasted lapelled vest works the best. Then for shirt, I chose to use this 25th variant of the everyday shirt. It's hard to say. So in one shot, I know he's wearing a red shirt. In other shots, it's hard to tell. It kind of just looks like it's a darker white shirt. But in the shot that I based this outfit off of, the photo I used, it appears to be like a darkish, yellowish, brownish kind of look like this with some thin striping on it. So I think this variant of the everyday shirt works really, really well. There is one other shirt that I think works pretty well, but not everyone has it. And that other option is the Robero shirt, because it has that same sort of striping look to it, is kind of off-white, maybe leaning toward a little bit towards yellow. So this works really well if you have it. If you don't have it, it's that version of the everyday shirt that I already showed you. So one of those two works really, really well for this outfit. Then for the gloves, I use the 10th variant of the urban gloves. They approximately match the gloves he wears from the film. His are a little bit less black, kind of like a real dark brown with maybe a little bit towards black and a little bit more wore out. But these are approximately the right fit and shape and color, so that's why I went with these ones. Like I said, since we have to have a gun belt, I use the brown gunslinger gun belt as it matches the outfit rather well. Doesn't clash and is real plain. But like I said, in the movie, he doesn't have one. So that's weapon equipment. The only other thing is at one point in the movie, he does have some like bullet belts lapped around him. I don't know if they're bandoliers or if it's just ammo that he's got draped over his shoulders, but they kind of look like this. So if you want to do that look, then the Salizo double bandolier, the 8th variant, this brown one, matches that pretty well. I didn't do it because for the vast majority of the movie, he's not wearing it, and he's not wearing it in the picture that I based this outfit off of. But if you want to do that look, then he does wear a double bandolier at one point. For the pants, we have the studded pants, this 12th variant, the dark brown ones. They look almost exactly like the pants he's wearing in the film, so they work. They're basically the perfect option. Then for footwear, we have the 2nd variant of the Warren Roper's boots. They're a little bit more worn down light brown variant. They again look pretty much exactly like the ones he's wearing, and of course tuck them into the pants because that's how he wears them in the movie. And so that is the full outfit, and I think you'll agree looking side by side that it matches pretty dang well. Like I said, there's a slight difference on the hat, and obviously we don't have as big of a scarf as him, but other than that, it's pretty much perfect. So I really like the way this one turned out. For the coat, you could alternatively use a variant of the leather duster. It's a little bit bigger and bulkier, so maybe some people will like that look better. But I didn't like that it had the extra fringe around the shoulders, the extra shoulder guard that style of duster has, because the one he wears in Silverado is not that style. So other than that, like I said, this is pretty much perfect. So I really like the way this one turned out. But now we're going to go ahead and move on to the facial hair, and then we'll do the facial customization. All right, so for hair, we're going to be using the short curly afro, and you can either use the plain black color like I have here, or this more kind of salt and peppered black color, because it's kind of hard to tell. His hair does look like it has a little bit of gray in it in the movie, but not a ton. Then for facial hair, we run into our regular problem. All of the facial hair in this game is far too bushy, but he does have somewhat of a beard going on in the movie, so I think the best option is to go with the black variant of the Reverend, and then we will include stubble. And so that is all there is for hair and facial hair. All right, and so there we have the basic things. So you can see the heritage, skin tone, age, body build, eye color, and eyebrows all right here. I went through a bunch of the different heritages and didn't really like a lot of them. I think this one is the best. So I think all of these settings are pretty dang good. So like always, I'm just going to give you a little bit of time on all the custom sliders so you can try customizing your character to match mine if that's what you're here for. And then we'll move on. So let's just do that. And so that is my best attempt at recreating Danny Glover from Silverado. So that is all for character creation. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.